Just a reminder, nothing in this video is trading advice or signals or anything like that. If it sounds like I'm talking to you or giving you advice, I'm not. I'm just talking to myself, and you're getting to watch this video and listen in. All right, let's get on to today's video. Here we are the night of the 13th, March 13th. Gold has finally broken the 3,000 marker. And there's a trade setting up right now, possibly. Just nervous because it's going to come on this giant candle if it does set up. Nope, never mind. Never mind as it continues to break down. All right, so down here you can see my accounts. So this one right here, ineligible. I finally got rid of that one, so that combine is gone. And I replaced it with the top one right here, which is a 150K combine. And then you can see my other combines right here. I have 50,100, 50,122, 50,354. And down the very bottom is my express funded account, which has got $51 in it right now. So yeah, nothing to brag about, but just getting started. It's a slow start for sure. Much slower than I wanted it to be, but I missed out on a bunch of winners. And when you skip the winners to trade the losers, that's what happens. You get off to a slow start. But the biggest thing is I replaced that one combine with the 150K. And if you didn't hear my other videos, I'll just keep it short on this one. Basically with Topstep's new, I'm going to call them rules, even though Topstep doesn't call them rules. With Topstep's new rules, when you switch into the live account, the starting balance of the live account cannot exceed your biggest express funded account. So with 150K in the lineup, my starting balance in my live account could be 150,000. So with the now you can only take 5 payouts in the express funded account. That's all you get, and each payout, the most it can be is $5,000. So the most you'll be able to take out of your express funded accounts is 25,000 if you have 5 of them. And then from there, I'm sorry, if you have 1 of them. If you have 5 of them, it's 125,000. And then whatever's left gets, if you want to take all of that, you could. And whatever's left goes into your live account as long as you have 30 green days or more of $200 or more. So basically what that translated to for me is, with my strategy and my system, I believe I could easily have, I'd like to go to the live account with at least 100,000 and take a bunch of payouts. So that's why I'm adding that 150K. If I didn't add that, then the most I could transfer to a live account is $50,000, which is going to take a really long time to grow a live account starting at that level. I'd really like to see it start at 100,000 or better. Only way to do that is to add that 150K. So if I were to be giving myself advice doing this again, I would start with a 50K like I did, prove to myself that I can get it funded, and maybe even take payouts and have those payouts, a single payout, pay for 150K and then a bunch more 50K combines that I turned into XFAs, and then really let it rip. So I got to be careful right now. I can't make too much money in my express funded account. I'm going to make enough to get these combines passed. Then I'll probably put these on hold until I finish the 150K and then start going, because they could call me to live at any time. And I don't want to get called to live without this 150K being an express funded account. Or I'm going to get stuck with these rules, and this one will automatically basically go away, because you're not allowed to have a live account and express funded accounts at the same time with Topstep anymore. So a bunch of stuff changing in the prop firm space, not just with Topstep, but a lot of the firms are changing it up. But anyway, here with gold, waiting for a setup. Sometimes I get an evening setup, not often, but if one does happen, I will take it. I got everything set up to copy trade, ready to go. All right, but I'll bring the next trade to you. All right, so Steve Rosem1265 asked about volume, because I talk about volume sometimes. So over on Thinkorswim, this is what I'm looking at. I have this volume indicator, which is their average volume indicator. So it's got this yellow line that kind of shows you what the average volume is, so I can see what's going on. I mean, look at that massive volume coming in right through here. Crazy, right? So big volume spike here. When I see these giant volume spikes way above average, I ask myself, are there any sellers left, right? Are there any sellers left after you got these two giant volume spikes? And it looks like there wasn't enough sellers to take it down anymore. So then you see buyers start to come in above average, all below average, but buyers are coming in. And then we get this massive buying spike here, followed by a few others. And it's like, is there any buyers left? And this is the things that make me nervous, because if there's not enough buyers left and I'm long, then we might start to see sellers taking over. So I do like to look at volume. Sometimes it's not my sole decision maker, but when I see unusually large volume, that's the time I want to stay away from a trade. I know some people are like, oh, big volume's coming in, I need to jump in. But is there any volume left? Are you going to jump in holding the bag? Is this chasing when you jump in on these big volume spikes? So having this average line helps me know if it's below average or if we're looking at basically average volume. So anyway, hope that answers your question. And yeah, so that's what I'm looking at when you see me talking about volume. All right.
Order filled.
Okay, in the trade, long, one contract with gold. Got my stop in just below that red candle there, just below the dip, if you will. Just in case it wants to come back and start to do an M pattern and then say just kidding and then rip higher, I'll have some room there. I need to start trailing a stop when it gets to 30016. All right, so there we go. So trade is in, and then I'll bring the conclusion to you.
Order filled.
Wow, look at that. I was thinking about going up for a second, then it said, just kidding, bam, straight down, smash it. All right, we'll take that loss for the night, and we'll come back in the morning. So that was my one trade for the evening. All right, bye. See you in the morning session. Skipping the winners to take the losers. So here's one thing I do want to point out, though, for the new traders out there. You saw that move that just happened. My stop was right here, and it was at $160 if I got stopped out, and I ended up getting stopped out for $163 basically with commissions. So that's what happens when you're in a simulator. You usually can get pretty much the price that you wanted. Had this been in a live account, most likely I would not have got stopped out here, because I had a market order in. Most likely I would have been stopped out way down here at the bottom of this candle. So I would have took a much bigger loss than I had intended if this had been live markets. Now, if I had a limit order in as fast as this moved, chances are I'd still be in the trade. I wouldn't even been stopped out. So you got to be really careful when you transition from the simulated environment into the live environment. The markets are a little different because you're in a queue at that point. When you put these orders in, you get into a queue. And if your number's not up, you don't get that trade filled unless you're in a market. And if you're in a market order, you're still in that queue, so you could be filled later. And later, as fast as that just moved, would have been down here most likely. So I would have lost another 100 and change on that trade. So just something to think about. All right, everybody. See you in the morning.
Order filled.
Okay, just jumped in long gold with 2 contracts. Don't really like getting long right here, but that's what the system's telling me to do. Had a bunch of winners of recent, so there's a good probability this is a loser. I just didn't trade them. I've been skipping the winners to take the losers. And this may be one of those losers. It's definitely scary getting in gold above the 3,000 marker right now. Expecting a retrace after breaking that level, but we'll see what happens here. Could be a FOMO day where a bunch of people are jumping in. Above average buying volume coming in, but nothing crazy. See how long it lasts. Yeah. And we got this big green candle here to retrace. Doesn't feel good for a long. But I got to trade the probabilities, just it's basically hit every single trade within the system. And that's how the probabilities play out. When I miss trades, then those probabilities are no longer valid. Right now I'm missing all the green trades, only taking the red trades. So not good for my account growth. But if I take every available trade based on the system and the plan, then at the end of the year, there's profit waiting for me. Look at the 5-minute chart real quick. So target is near the highs. I guess it could retest that. A little bit of an uptrend here, but still got this big green candle to retrace. All right, we're gonna get stopped out. Going back to the 1-minute candle. Yeah, I don't like being halfway in a retracement zone. Kind of have that support right there. It's become resistance. It's having a hard time getting through that resistance right now. So this is where it's tempting to take my trade off the table, and because I've already made my risk, and I would recover last night's losses. Go into the weekend green, little psychological victory, and start Monday. I hope that Monday's a green day. But I missed out on a bunch of the winners, so chances are, there's a good probability it's going to be a loser. So to take that green, recover the day, add a little more to the account. It's in a resistance area, a big resistance area. It's really tempting to take the trade off the table. But I took a couple trades off the table already this week. They were green trades, and that's why I don't have those winners to pay for the losers I've been having. But yeah, like I said, tempted to take it off here. I could pick up more, enough money to pay for the loser that might be coming and to recover last night's losses. Really tempting. Go look at the 30-minute chart, show you something here real quick. So you can see this giant 30-minute sell-off candle here that happened overnight on 6:30 in the morning. So we retraced half of it already. So this could be almost finished and starting to roll over to the downside. Retracement of candles. Check it out, traders, when you're looking at your charts. See if it's significant with what you're doing. All right, I guess I should have took that trade off. Could have been going to the weekend green, psychological victory, the whole nine. And now I'm going to take a big hit and be kind of in the danger zone in the account. I'll have to scale down, protect it for a little while. Best I can. Hope I don't blow up my XFA. I'll be close to blowing it after today if it's red. I can only lose $1,200, negative $1,200 right now. And I'll be negative like 4 or 5. So I only have like 2 or 3 trades left before it blows up if I'm red today. Yep, it's about to be a loser. Things are looking bearish in my other monitor.
Order filled.
All right, there we go. So out of that trade, that's too bad. Taking a hit, $418 down today in the $469 down, which takes my XFA down to $418. Puts me about $700 away from blowing up. So 2 or 3 trades is all I got left before I pop this account. And I knew a loser was coming. I should have took that off right there. Like I said, I was tempted, but I wanted to see the trade through. I've been jumping out early last couple trades and not seeing it through. It would have been okay, like I said, because it would have paid for the next loser. And but like I said, trying to see it through. All right, traders, that's going to do it for me. I'll see you on Monday, and hopefully I don't lose my XFA and the other 4 combines. The 150K account that's in there, that combine has got plenty of room in it. So we're good to go there. But these other ones could be gone Monday or Tuesday of next week if I don't jump into some green. And I'm risking 1 to make 3. So one winner on Monday puts me in an okay spot. If I can get 2 days in a row, Tuesday will put me right back on target. Then I can afford a loser, and then I'm good to go from there, So still looks pretty good. It's just a bit on the scary side. All right, traders. See you next week.